If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
I've always been told I gotta be strong. Thick-skinned, stiff upper lip, tough as nails. But to be everything for everybody, it wears on you. Black don't crack, they say. But it can. I can. We all can. Y'all, it's okay to not be okay. Reach out to a friend if you see them going through it. No matter who you are, being vulnerable is what makes us whole. Learn how to help at seizetheawkward.org. And check out badbitcheshavebaddays2.com for even more resources, hotties.
Let's go. Hey, thank you for joining the Anna Linzie Show. I am here every Monday at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. And I am so excited that you guys are here joining me every Monday. I really appreciate you coming and spending time with me. You know, the reason I do this is because of my guests. My guests are amazing. And that is no short of tonight, you guys. I have my special guest. Her name is Ariel Stinson. Hello, Ariel.
Hello.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Miss Anna.
I really appreciate you coming in.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You know, Ariel, you have, just been really an inspiring young lady. You are 33 years old. And I know I say this about my guests, especially those who are younger, but to see a young lady as beautiful as you are and intelligent as you are, just to have so much history and story behind you. So we're going to get right into it. I would love to read your bio, Ariel, just so that people know who I have in my studio tonight. And I feel like I'm privileged. I am privileged because we have met. We're not strangers.
No.
We've met, but I've never known you on this level. So when I, got a chance to talk to my team, and my team says, "Hey, you need Ariel on the show." I was like, "Okay, yes, let's do it." So listen up, guys. Again, I have Miss Ariel Stinson. I'm going to put my headset on because I need to do that. And my glasses. You are a native of Galveston.
Yes, ma'am.
And you are married.
Yes.
Let's see here. You're married to Jerome Stinson. You have children. How many children do you have?
3.
3 children. What are their names?
Well, let me just say his name first.
Okay.
Ariel Stinson.
Terrell.
He's the only boy. And then we have Tiana Stinson. And then we have Journey Rose Stinson.
Journey Rose. Okay. So who's the oldest?
Tiana is the oldest. She is 15 years old.
Oh, wow.
And then Terrell, he's 13. And Journey is 3.
Okay, wow. Yeah, that little 3-year-old.
Yeah.
That's
a bad one.
That's the fun age, right?
Yeah.
They're so funny. Get into everything. Well,
You think that's funny?
I'm a grandmother now, so it just.
Well, yes, y'all do let the grandkids get like away with everything.
Yes, I'm a grandmother now, so it is all about the grand. I've done the child rearing. My children are adults for the most part. What CJ? Do you know CJ? You know
That's Princess.
Yeah, that is Prince's best friend. Yeah, yeah.
That's your baby.
That is my baby. 15, 14. Sorry, 14.
I think I like this age better than the 3.
Yes, yeah, the older one. Okay. Hey, I am going back here because I have my notes, and I want to make sure that I have here. There we go. I have it. Cooking has been a passion of Ariel Allen Stinson her entire life. The 33-year-old native of Galveston, who now lives in Marque, has pursued her passion for the past 12 years. Ariel now is serving up delegate dishes at weddings, school functions, birthday parties, company events, etc. Stinson is the granddaughter of one of the Galveston most famous Black entrepreneurs. Guess what, guys? He is Mr. Andrew Augustus Allen Sr. Stinson states, my passion for cooking is from both of my grandparents, Gus and my maternal grandmother, Anna Rose Guidry. Both were amazing cooks. Stinson gained more inspiration after living in New Orleans for 5 years. After being encouraged by her husband, Jerome Stinson Jr., they both decided to start a catering company.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. And the name is 813 Cuisine.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Which serves such dishes as chicken and spinach Alfredo, garlic shrimp, pasta, enchilada caserole, red beans and rice, seafood pasta, and crawfish bread.
Yes, ma'am.
Stinson, whose favorite dish to make is seafood gumbo, looks forward to coming up with more new and exciting ideas to add to her menu 813. 813 was published in the Costal Magazine back in August 2021.
Yes, ma'am.
Stinson has also been working with the youth throughout Galveston County and wants to inspire the youth.
Yes, ma'am.
That's amazing. I know that we talked a little, so I know a little about your aspirations of wanting to help the youth, but I can definitely see you doing that. I can definitely see you doing that. So let's go ahead and get into it. You're 33 years old.
Yes, ma'am.
Cooking has been a passion, if I added correctly, 21 years.
Yes.
Yes, 21 years. And I can sense that it is in your genes, so to speak.
Yes.
If you're gonna, by way of your grandparents, Mr. Andrew Augusta Allen and Anna Rose Guidry. Yeah, a lot of other Galveston natives and Galveston citizens, people in this area know about your grandfather. Tell us about the history of your grandfather.
So, my grandfather, Gus Allen, he came to Galveston. He wasn't from Galveston. He came to Galveston, from my understanding, with a little of nothing. He started out just working for other people, and then I guess it was something that he really didn't like. So he ended up starting his own business. He had a hotel on the beach. He had a restaurant and a club. So he started out the restaurant. He's famous for the stuffed shrimp. And from what I read online, they said he was the one that made up a shrimp sandwich.
Shrimp sandwich?
Yes. I have to find that link to send it to you. I never knew that. So someone came into the restaurant. It was late at night, and they wanted something quick. And they said he fried up some shrimp and put it on 2 pieces of bread.
Yes, I read that too.
Yes. So from what I know, I never got to meet him, but what I could understand, he's just a go-getter. He was a nice person that would help anyone who came in. He would feed you. I never heard anything negative about him. He was just always a nice person. Yes. I wish I would have got to meet him.
He, from what I read, then he had inspired and helped several different people start their own restaurants too. It was like business after business. In fact, in that time, then he had a vision and he went with it. It's said that he helped develop Galveston.
Yes.
Did you see that?
I did. I read a lot of things about him because I actually had to do project on him when I went to one of the elementary schools last year, and it was a lot of stuff that I read on the internet that I did not know.
That is amazing. Yeah, just to hear. And actually, there's online, there's a documentary where there's gosh, I just did not catch his name. I didn't write down his name, but he gave the documentary about your grandfather, and that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, in those times, that's really good. Like everything that he accomplished, like that was really good for a Black man.
It was amazing, and right today they're still talking about your grandfather. I mean, to be developed in a way of entrepreneurship, because that's what it stated.
Yes,
He he pretty much put a state and developed a lot of Galveston today.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow. So you come from that, you lady.
Yes, I'm just trying to get on his level.
Well, it's in your genes.
Yes.
It's in your genes. What do you think that he would say to you today just by having him in your spirit? Because I know he's a part of you. I'm sure you feel him, and hearing the history from family members. What do you think he would say to you today?
I don't think he would just say like keep pushing, keep going, because sometimes it really does. It gets hard. Sometimes I do like I want to give up. I want to throw the towel in because it is a lot. And in the cooking industry, you can't please everyone. Some people are gonna say it's too salty, it's too spicy. Like you never know what you're gonna get. But I do believe he would say just keep pushing.
Keep pushing. Yeah, that's good. I'm sure you probably feel that too. Do you lean on his his spirit and just remembering who he was and saying, hey, I can do this?
Yeah, sometimes it gets hard, but I just think about him and my grandmother, and really, I know my grandmother, Anna Rose, she would want me to keep going, like, so I just do. I pray, I get out of that mood, I'm like, I'm not going to do this no more, I can't.
Right.
And I just, say, come on, Ariel, like, you have to get up.
You have to get, they did it.
Yeah.
And they did it under conditions that we do not have to deal with.
You're right.
So Miss Anna Rose Guidry, that's my name. Yay! I'm so glad to be in great company.
Yes.
My grandmother's name is Anna. I'm named after her, Anna Linzie, Anna Kate Linzie. That's exactly what it is. Anna Kate Linzie. So you said that your grandmother inspired you to cook too. So were they married or is this?
No. So Anna Rose is my mother's mom.
Okay.
Gus is my dad's dad.
You got it both ways. Both ways.
Yes.
Oh, wow. That's great. That's great. What is the one thing? Well, you say you've never met. You didn't meet him.
No.
Because he was up in age.
Yes.
And he passed away, and you said that you thought he would say keep going. So, as a business person, he definitely has passed down to you or any other family members. Do they cook as well?
So on my dad's side, I never knew any of my cousins or anyone to cook, but my dad, he did have a restaurant in Dickinson. It was Allen's Creole Corner.
Wow. When was this?
I think they closed it now. It's been about 2 years, and they had Cajun cuisine, the boudin balls, fried fish. She did my grandfather's famous stuffed shrimp.
Wow.
And then they also sold daiquiris on the go.
Oh, okay. And this is in Dickinson.
Yeah, it was.
It
They
was in
don't have
Dickinson.
it anymore.
And your dad, you said that your dad is Mr. Danny Allen.
Yes.
He was assistant mayor of Galveston.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow, you guys are just making it happen. That's good. That's good. We talked to, you were telling me how your family member, for the most part, everyone has a career and goal oriented. So,
Yes, ma'am.
Your kids, what do they think about all this?
I think they like it, but one thing I don't want is to try to force something on them because, my dad or my mom, they never did that to me. they just let me be who I wanted to be. Um, Tiana, every time I have an event, she's right there. Like all I have to do is say, TT, I have an event this day. Can you help me? And she's there.
Wow.
So yeah, Journey, she always says, I want to help, but she's still young. So, once she reaches that age, I know she'll come do it.
Yes.
TJ, he's in his little, stage.
His doing his own thing.
Yes.
Doing his own thing. Well, that's good. They are learning a lot. And one thing to my son CJ, and the others as well. I mean, all of my kids, they're striving in their careers and they're career oriented as well. I had CJ and Prince and all the boys on the show, and he had mentioned me being the example. It inspires him, so that's pretty cool. I'm sure that they feel the same.
I really do hope so.
They do. What they do, they tell us, right?
Yeah.
With all the accomplishments, that you have had, what would be one of the most memorable moments in your career so far?
I would pick the Costal Magazine.
Oh, okay.
Just because I got to publish my first recipe.
Oh.
And actually, Miss Angela Wilson, she's the one that put me out there. Like, she helped me do that. And I will forever be grateful for her because she didn't have to do that. I've known her my whole life. And, just that's what made my business kind of boom.
Oh, wow.
When she put me out there like that. And I got to meet different people, and it just put me on a different level. And still to this day, people still ask me about that crawfish bread.
Okay, I was gonna ask. That's an original recipe that you have. Is a crawfish bread.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and Angela, she's great. That's Josh's mom.
Yes, ma'am.
From Papa Dude.
Yes.
Yes.
I still need to get to Missouri to get there.
Yes. And he comes here and he cooks as well. Let's just go back because I don't think that I mentioned the name of your catering. It's a catering business.
Yes, 813 Cuisine.
I did mention it, but I didn't say it formally. Yes. So 813 Catering. Cuisine.
Yes.
Is it just catering or is it restaurant style as well?
So I could do like private events, like different things like that. We don't have a building yet. I'm gonna say that.
Okay.
Because one day I will. I'm gonna put that out there.
Yes.
We will have a building.
Let's do it. Let's put it out there, and I'm in agreement with you. You know I am.
Yes. So yes, right now we just do catering events. But yeah, just weddings, parties. I've been doing a lot of company events.
Okay.
Last year I did cater for Galveston County Health District Employee Appreciation.
Oh, wow.
That was one of my biggest events. It was over 300 people.
Wow.
Yes. And it's this Friday I'm going to be catering for Galveston College.
Oh, that's cool. So it's that a nice, the employees and who's
So this right here, I think is gonna be a staff event on Friday. Yes,
that's amazing. They're in retreat.
Mm-hmm.
I have not had the pleasure of having it, but I have looked on social media and some of your dishes there, and it looks so good.
Thank you. I try to, work on that presentation.
And from what I see in here, it tastes really good too, just from the remarks in the comments.
Yeah.
I did see one where you catered a beach.
Yes.
Husband, wife?
Mm-hmm. It was their anniversary. And Toya, Toya. She wanted to do something different for their anniversary, and that was my first time doing it. And we wanted to do like something different. We were supposed to have candles and everything out there, but the weather didn't permit that. But it still turned out nice. Excuse me. But it still turned out nice. And her husband, he was like surprise.
Oh, she surprised me. That is so romantic to have a dinner on the beach. So if you want something unique and sophisticated, because I've seen your work is really sophisticated and classy. Is that something that you go for as a model or as a style with your catering?
So I want everything to look, a certain way.
Mhm.
I really do because I don't like when things look tacky. I don't like things any kind of way
Mhm.
because, my work speaks for itself and I really want it to look nice. And there's still a lot of things that I'm working on. I'm not going to say everything is perfect
Yes.
because I'm still learning as well.
But that's the style that you present. That's what you bring to the table is class.
Thank you.
Yes, I appreciate it. So if you ever, I would love to do that, and I'm already spinning my wheels on how I can get a dinner on the beach.
So just let me know when you're ready.
Get a dinner on the beach. That just sounds so classy and romantic. Did you come up? She said that they came up with the idea.
Yeah.
You just seen it through.
Yeah, we just put our ideas together, and then that's how we came up with that. And he was surprised. He really liked it. It's different.
Yes. Was it challenging doing it in a setting like that?
Kind of, because it's a public beach, so everybody was looking like, "What are they doing?" But it turned out nice.
Yeah. And when we say we, I noticed that your husband was along with you, Miss Jerome. Jerome was along with you doing that catering. So to me, that would have been even more intimate there. You said that he inspired you to go ahead and step out and start the catering business. So does he help you a lot, or is that a partnership? And you guys do a lot of this together?
Yes. So he started me out. At first, I was just cooking around the house. Then, I always would say, I kind of want to have a business. I want to do this. And then once I had Journey, I started wanting to, have like a second income. First, I was selling earrings, and then I kind of started doing that. And then that's when I started cooking. And he ended up getting my LLC for me, and that was it. We went from there. So yeah, that is my partner. At first, I'm gonna tell you, Miss Anna, he did not know how to cook, but now
he knows how.
Yeah, he can.
Oh wow!
I could leave him in there now.
He knows how to do it.
Yes, he can.
Well, he's a big guy. Let me say that he's a big guy, and he's holding it down in other areas. Tell us what else Jerome does.
So Jerome, he's been working for Jacobs Engineering for 15 years now. He's also the co-president for the Galveston County Sun Devils, and that's our thing. Every Saturday we do that, and he helps me with Act 13 Cuisine.
Yes, and that's a lot. He's all in with you. You guys look so cute together.
Thank you.
The Sun Devils, if you're not from Galveston, our audience may not know who the Sun Devils are. The Sun Devils are a youth football team or organization. And I tell you, there's a waiting list.
It is.
To get in the Sun Devils. So is that the one? Or is that a different?
That is the only Sun Devils in Galveston County.
I thought that do they have a waiting? So maybe
I'm not sure, I'm not on the board or anything like that, but
they're good though.
They are good.
This is what I'm trying to stay with.
This year we really popped out. We had a whole band and everything.
Really?
You have to come to one. Actually, this Saturday is the last home game. We play at Clear Springs.
Okay.
And we do. I can't remember the name of the band, but it's Mr. Lewis Walker. I think it's the Marching Thunder. Okay. You need to check them out. It's a youth band, and they have major aid dances. Wow. Those little girls can move, and those kids can play those instruments, and they sound so good. You would think you were at like a high school game, but it's Little League. And then shout out to our Tiny Flames. That's our cheer team. Okay. And then the big girls, Extreme Heat, Miss Courtney Walker. She's our cheer director.
Oh, yeah. So that's your team, your team cheer in spirit, cheerleading.
Yes.
So they perform the marching band perform during the halftime?
So they play in the stands, and the girls dance in the stands, and then they do like an intro, and they walk into the field, and it's nice.
We're gonna have to feature that on the show.
Yes, I had to write a status because I said the Sun Devils set the bar high for Little League.
Yes.
Because when have you saw that?
You haven't.
No.
You haven't. And one thing about the South gets it in.
Mhm.
I mean, it's different here as far as the spirit of supporting sports or anything. It's not even just that, the education, and, just the rallying behind the support and the creativity. A lot of creativity in the South.
Yeah.
So yes, I want to come.
Yes, please come.
Let me know. Just text me. Let me know.
Okay.
So we talked about 813 Cuisine, the name. How did that originate?
It's my birthday, August the 13th.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay.
So one of my friends, Xavier Taylor, one day I was like, I need a name, for my catering business, and she's the one that helped me, Dixie.
Yes. Well, it's very classy and unique. I can see that on a restaurant building.
Well, I'm gonna stick with it now because there's no changing out on everything.
I love it. I love it. It goes, and yeah. How has your business changed over how long have you been in business?
So with 813 Cuisines, it's been about 3 years now. But before that, my oldest sister and I, we did have a restaurant in Luling, Louisiana. It's on the outskirts of New Orleans, and it was called Pierre's. And that's where, I learned a lot because we had cooks, and one of the cooks, I think her name was Miss Lou. She had been cooking in different restaurants for a while, so she showed me different techniques. And that's how I learned like a lot of different things from those cooks, because people in Louisiana, I'm not going to say all of them know how to cook, but the ones that know how to cook, they really can show you something. And those people, they were older than me, because at the time, I think I was only like 23, 24. So these people were like in their 50s and 60s. So they've been doing this for a long time. So they showed me like a lot of different stuff, and I'm forever grateful for that, because that's why I'm doing this, today.
Yeah, bringing the expertise and the experience and all that the knowledge that you've learned along the way. Now, when you said that they can cook and they helped you along, is that with seasoning, or is it is it presentation, or is it the mechanics of everything and just being how to do it? Girl, if you get me in the kitchen, I can cook. I can cook enough for my liking, but when you go to cooking for others, like you said, and just being able to spread it all out, that's a whole different talent.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Cooking for a lot of people is like a task, because if you have a lot to make of one thing, you have to make sure everything tastes the same. Like you can't have one pan, oh, this is good seasoning, and then the other pan is bland, So it can be challenging, but if it's something that you love, you're gonna make sure it's right.
Did you fall in love with it?
That's my thing.
That's your thing.
I'm like, okay, Jerome, that's my first love. Okay. But my kids are my second. But cooking, well, let's say God is my number one. Then it's my husband. I'm put that family.
Yes.
And then the cooking.
Yes.
I try to have balance, but that is one of the things. If I'm having a hard day, I cut on my music, I get my wine, and I get in the kitchen, and it's relaxing to me. Some people like, how? Like, I hate it. But no, like, that's my thing.
Yes. And you love it. You love it. And that's good. That's good, because I love people who love to cook.
Yeah.
I mean, really, it's nice just to have do you do private cooking for people?
The only time I've ever did it was that one time on the beach, but I would love to get more into that because I think it's nice when you could go to people's house and they have the table set for them and their loved one, and it's just like a romantic night.
Yeah,
I like that.
just to be a part of that,
Mhm.
the part of that special moment.
Mhm.
There we go. I'm, I have you on my radar.
Okay.
I'm with my events and just home. Just home. I can't wait to us to do that together.
Just let me know.
You have a, I know that Jerome helps you out. Do you have a team that you can call on, or you hiring?
No,
people?
not right now. Right now I'm not at that place in my business right now. So yeah, me and Jerome, we do everything. As far if I have like a big event, my mom will help, my daughter, I'll call some of my friends, they will come and help. And everybody is just willing to support because, if you love someone, you just want to see them win.
Yes, you do.
And I'm forever grateful for them, for stopping what they're doing to come help me with my business.
And honestly, it's been helping because it's been working because I follow you and I see what you do. And it looks like they step up.
Yeah.
So yeah. If anyone wants to start, since we're talking about it, what was advice that wants to start and do what you do? What advice would you give them?
I would just say, take everything at your own pace. Come up with a business plan. That's something that I didn't do. I just jumped in head first. Pray and just go at your own speed. You just have to do, what's best for you. You can't have all the extra. Just go at your own pace. If it's something that you want to do, just write out a plan and just do you.
Just do it. Just do you. I think that's the best way to, and that's what makes you, a business or a person unique is being them. You being able to express you through your business and through who you are or whatever you do. We look and we see others and we're inspired, but it has to fit us, right?
Yes.
It has
it won't work if it doesn't.
And some of the things, no matter how many, social medias or classes or, even with your experience in Louisiana, some of it you just had to get in there and it was, you had to make it fit you and be trial and error for you. And that's okay.
Yes.
That's okay, to be able to accept, okay, I'm learning, I think society sometimes, and this is just me getting, but I think society sometimes, especially with everything that comes our way, makes us feel like everything has to be instant.
No, that's some of people.
We see the end product of people, and it's like, we need to be already over there and not take the steps.
No, I feel like that is some of people's biggest downfall, watching what other people do. If God wanted us to be like everyone else, then you know what? If I look at who can I say Emerald, because I used to love him. If I'm not gonna be Emerald. God didn't intend me to be like him. You know what I'm saying? So Ariel has to work at her own pace. Cause trust me, I do want to do this full time, but it's taking me baby steps. It's been a lot of times where I say, this year I'm gonna quit my job and just focus on 813, but that's not God's plan. So I keep it in my prayer rotation, but right now is not the time, and it's working just the way it is. My part-time weekend thing, sometimes I'll take off from work and I'll do it on a day, but God's plan.
Yes, and it feels good. If it feels good, it feels because you have a lot of other things, you know, you have, not to say a lot of other things, but you have other things in life that you have to nourish. You have to nourish your children, you know, your husband, your relationships, you know, yourself.
Yes.
You work full time. You work full time. So, you know, I'm with you on it, Ariel. I'm with you. I have, you know, a couple businesses myself, and I don't want to be stressed out. I want to be able to still look good and look fresh and feel healthy.
Yeah.
And you know, of course, we have those late nights, but to just get totally drained all the time, I don't think that that's the way I want to wear anything that I do.
Yeah.
You know, so that's good. Tell me, what is the general startup cost for someone to start a catering business? Are you able to?
So I'm gonna be honest with you.
Okay.
When I started off, I did not have anything. I didn't have sterners, like pots, anything. It's just I just dove in like head first. So I never even looked that up. I'm gonna be honest with you. And still to this day, I battle sometimes with, you know, I have a business account, but sometimes I'm still using money from my full-time job supporting my dream.
Yeah.
So I know, Miss Anna, I can't tell you because I'm still sponsoring my dream as of now, 3 years later.
Fortunately, there's avenues out there, and it just goes back to what we said before. It takes time making it fit and figuring it out for yourself. So, you know, I asked it because I'm thinking someone, young lady, a young man out there that has that same passion that you have towards entrepreneurship in that way, you know, they would be interested.
What I would say is price everything that you will need for your catering business, as far as your shaper dishes, your pots, your, you know, your cooking ware, like all of that, knives, spoons, all of that, aprons, things that you want your staff to wear. Get a price for all that. Add all that stuff up and then go from there. I didn't do that, but you know,
That's when you would start now looking back. You know that that's what you would need.
But right now, I can say it's getting better. It's not as hard as it used to be financially, but it's getting better. I'm starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel. So,
do you know what the average like catering job would be? I mean, just like a ballpark.
So that is really
curious.
Yeah, it all depends on the size of the party and really what they want on the menu, you know, because everything has went up now at the store.
Yeah, let's not talk about that, right? Yeah.
And you know, seafood is high. Some people that want seafood, some people want chicken, you know, and it's a lot of things that go into that, you know, just on pricing.
Yeah, okay, I can see that. I can see that. My my brother and sister-in-law, they have a catering business. I know a lot of cooks. In fact, just like your history, just backing up a little, I come from a similar background by way of my grandfather. On my dad's side, they had restaurants in my home. They also, my grandfather was a civil rights leader, one of the civil rights leaders there in Columbia, Missouri, and did a lot of community advocating, starting churches and so on too. So so I'm feeling you with that, but I'm saying that because I never was the one in the kitchen.
You always had someone to do it for you.
And I always, yes, you know, all the men have always cooked in our families. But I've always been just really intrigued with the process. So having you, you know, share it on the show is just, I just always personally really been intrigued with, man, you know, putting all that together, serving, and especially like you said in church functions, dinners, and so on. You have those watching, you know, our generations just go at it.
Yeah.
I mean, they did it. My grandfather would be there and just
That's how my grandma was at church.
whipping it up. And it's like, I'm just so impressed.
Yeah.
With that said, well, it is time for us to take a little break. We're going to go into a commercial break, everyone. Again, I have Miss Ariel Stinson with me. She is the owner of 813 Cuisine,
Yes.
Catering, and a lot more. We're going to get back into it in just a moment.
Do you have prediabetes? If you do, you're not alone. 1 in 3 American adults has prediabetes, and more than 80% don't know they have it. Prediabetes is a serious medical condition that puts you at high risk for type 2 diabetes. But now, North Carolina residents with prediabetes can enroll in a free or low-cost national diabetes prevention program. You can make healthy changes with support from this proven program. Get started now at joinaprogram.org.
I'm Jenny Garth, and as a mother of 3, I know kids worry about a lot of things. Getting enough food to eat shouldn't be one of them. But here in America, that is a real worry for 1 in 5 children. Even though we are one of the most food-rich countries in the world, 15 million children don't know where their next meal is coming from. This is unacceptable, and something the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks is working to solve. Instead of accepting that our country lets billions of pounds of surplus food go to waste every year, Feeding America has made it their mission to help families in need by rescuing this food. Through food pantries and meal programs, the nationwide network of food banks provides more than 3 billion meals, serving virtually every community in the United States, including yours. Join me in supporting Feeding America and your local food bank by visiting feedingamerica.org. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
Hey, we're back. Thank you for coming back and tuning in with us. Again, I am with my good friend, Ariel Stinson, who is the owner of 813 Cuisine here in Marque, Texas. She is the founder, she and her husband, of the catering business. And we had just been talking about the catering business in itself and all that sometimes it entails. We've been talking about the dishes that and the services that they provide, and I cannot wait to get some. I am so excited about actually using the service, and I know that you will be too. So let's get back into it, Ariel. We again, you had told said that you desire to have a actual brick and mortar someday with the restaurant. Um, how close do you think you are with that?
I would prefer to do it when everyone gets a little older. I want to kind of make sure. I know the oldest 2 are in college, probably almost out of college. Journey, I probably want to make sure she in the middle school. Yeah, I just want to make sure everyone is okay before I take that big leap. It's not me like trusting or believing in God or I just want to make sure my kids are okay, because just having this my full-time job, like right now, I know like this is my steady income and we don't have to really change our lifestyle. Like everyone can do what they need to do or want to do right now.
Yeah.
So I don't want to be like that selfish person and just me. I want to make sure everybody is good.
That's good, and it gives you time to really put it in your plan in action. So I think it's smart, to be honest.
Yeah,
I think that's the smart strategy. You know, and then again, it just goes back to show that you're thinking about Ariel. You think about Ariel's family. It's not just a show thing. You're wanting to be whole, a complete.
Yeah, I don't
mature woman as you are.
Yeah, I like my life. I don't want to be like, oh no, I can't go to Root today to get my lemon drop because No, I just want to, kind of keep it the way it is right now.
Yes, I think it's smart, to be honest. Yeah, good for you. Good for you. And balancing, you know, it just goes back to balancing your life and knowing what you want. I think that people, we talked about feeling the pressure of society, some of the pressures we put on ourselves. So that's a boundary that you've made.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I really don't care what anyone else is doing because what that other person isn't, that isn't going to pay bills at my house, And, that's kind of why I try to keep it at, I only could do what I can do. And, yeah, I'm not worried.
Yeah, yeah. I think some people need to hear that, though, don't you?
You only can do what you can do. You cannot worry about what other people are doing.
Yes.
Do you?
Yes. Yes. Yeah, it takes the stress off of your family and kids, like you said, when you do it at your pace and give you time to get to the next stage of it.
You have a lot of business.
I mean, yeah, I have a few. I have a few. And I am moving. I'm with you on it. Even though I'm considerably older than you are.
You don't look like it.
Thank you. Thank you. That's what the Toya said too. So I need a Toya every now and then to tell me, Miss Anna, you don't look your age.
No, you don't. I don't even know how old you are, but when you tell me your older kids, I'm like, okay. And then you said your youngest kid is 15. I still don't know how old you are, but it's just like, okay. She doesn't look old. She looks good. So
I want to wear it. I told you I want to wear it a certain way.
Well, you're wearing it.
Yeah. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. But yeah, I'm with you on it. It's important for me to go at my own pace. I'm right there with that wisdom that you have.
Yeah.
So I want to know, when you had your first catering job at a young age, because you're a young lady, it had to be what age?
So
your first catering job.
The restaurant was different. That was I was like 24.
24.
Being like a co-owner with my sister. And yeah, at that time I didn't have a husband. I didn't have kids, anything. So it was easier for me to get up and do what I needed to do then. And then I didn't have a job. That was my main focus. But my sister, she did. She's my older sister. She had 3 kids. But she still got up and did it because it was her passion. So, yeah, around 23, 24 years old. Yeah.
How does that, do you hear yourself? How does that feel being 23, 24, taking on your career or taking on your desire like that? Do you know, have you thought about it? You sat back and thought about your ambition?
So I'm going to tell you, Miss Emma, I'm one of those people, I'm never satisfied. I feel like I could always just do more. Like, in a moment, if something good happens for me, I could be like, oh, yeah, I'm excited. But then next, I'm like, okay, what are you going to do next? Like, how are you going to top that? So that's just, kind of how I try to keep things going. Because if I feel like if I get settled and, oh, okay, Ariel, you did this, then I'm just going to be complacent. And I don't want to do that.
Yeah, but do you take a moment to process it? To process and celebrate your victories?
Yeah,
or
I'm happy.
Milestones?
Sometimes. Because then it's always something going on. Someone always has something. So, I can't really enjoy myself because I got something else. Like the kids have something. But I do, I try not to be so hard on myself. Because, I am human. And, when it's my time, things are going to, align. But I'm proud of myself. Good. But I do see I could do better.
I asked that, especially with people who do hone in on their gifts and talents and step out on it at a young age. I've always been really ambitious
Yeah.
So when I see other ambition, it's always inspiring to see other people, ambition, and especially when it can go a lot of ways nowadays. You have people who are go-getters, and then you have some that are, you know, not interested, but then there's those that's like, man, I'm watching other people do their thing. How do, can I do it? And we talked earlier, we become the example, not only for our kids and our families, but just those who are watching us. So, that's, yeah, I'm always inspired and want to hear, those who have stepped out, because it takes courage.
It does.
Takes courage, right? So that first job that you did as catering, when you went in and you did it, were you nervous or were you like, I got this kind of energy?
So I could remember me and Jerome's first catering event. It was actually one of my classmates. She wanted me to do her wedding.
Uh-huh.
And as a woman, you do know how special that day is.
Day.
And everybody is going to remember the food.
Definitely. Was it cold? Was it bland?
Yes. So she believed in me.
Yes.
And, it was successful. Her and her husband, they loved it.
Okay.
And, once after they gave me that opportunity, and I borrowed someone's chef dishes, let me tell you, because that's what I'm saying. I did not have a plan.
Well, people need to know that. Go do it, right?
Yes.
Go ahead.
So, yeah, like they still talk about it to this day, and that's really what started A13 Cuisines. And yes, I was very nervous. I was up early that morning. Oh, do I need to bake this chicken right now? Do I need to boil these noodles?
Mm-hmm.
But when I got to that reception and everybody started eating the food and then they start coming back for seconds, I was like, okay, I could do this. And just to see, like, my husband, he was very, like, happy. Like, he smiled that day. He gave me a hug. He was like, we did it.
Right.
And that was, one of the best moments for me.
Good. Yeah, especially to have your help, your husband, as a team and supporting you. That's a blessing.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Tell me about your community service. You said that you've done something that you want to do. You in the community, but you have some things going on. Tell us about it.
So first, shout out to Miss Felicia French. You have to meet Felicia.
Okay.
She, I can't remember the name of her program that she does in the schools, but just last year, me and Jerome, we went to 3 different schools and we spoke with the youth.
Wow.
Because I can't remember the lady's name that I spoke to at the first school, but she was letting me know, like, after COVID, the numbers dropped. Kids start dropping out. They didn't want to go to school. Like, the numbers went down. So they tried to do this new thing where they got entrepreneurs to come in and speak with the kids to let them know, like, it's a different avenue other than going off to school. Like, if it's something that you love, like, this is something that you could do.
Mm-hmm.
So different companies come out and we set up, like, our banners, like, different things, and we speak with the children on their lunch break.
So what age were these in school?
So we went to Texas City High School.
Okay.
I went to Marque High School last year, and then I missed Ball High. But then we also went to Burnett Elementary in Galveston, where we did like a Black History thing.
Okay. So how did the kids respond?
They love it. Like, so when I went to Texas City, that was the first school. So many kids came up to me that, they love to cook. So I asked them, what is your plan? Do you want to go to culinary arts school?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what do you want to do? So a lot of them, the young ladies, I spoke with them, some of them have a good head on their shoulders. I just believe, like, sometimes it just takes other people besides parents to speak with the children and, just try to talk to them about their different plans, because I know as a teenager, I really didn't want to hear anything my mom had to say. I would be like, oh, she's just talking. But when other people would talk to me, it would kind of give me like a different push.
Yes.
Even though what my mom was saying was the truth, and just trying to give me that push as well. But it just, I just believe kids need that.
Yes.
Yeah.
That representation and that different voice, because we're always talking, the parents always talking.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I get that. So they responded well with that. So you want to have your own events to help mentor, or you want to make yourself available as one-on-one coaching? How do you think you want to move in?
So I did plan on this past summer doing like a summer event for the kids, but I wanted different people to come out and speak with the children, like a nurse, an operator at the plant, like someone like you with the podcast, because this is a big thing. In the morning, I don't listen to music. I don't want to hear the radio. I'm listening to a podcast. Something to get my day started, something to just give me different tools, how to go through with everyday life.
Exactly.
So I still want to do that, but I want to start my nonprofit first.
Okay.
Because I want to get like a venue. I want to serve them lunch. I want it to be an all day thing. To uplift them, because right now it's hard. These kids, the internet was a kind of thing when I was when I was in school, but it isn't as big now. And a lot of things that these people are doing on the internet are really influencing the kids, and sometimes in a negative way.
Yeah, it's not giving tools, to succeed and directions.
It's making it look like it's easy to get money, and life is hard.
Life is not that easy, and even some of the fast and easy way it runs out. It has a lot of attachments to it. So that's great. That's great. So the nonprofit down the road, you have that in you to be a mentor in that way. I don't have to tell you to keep going, but I'm behind you.
It's good to know.
With good energy and prayers, with all that you're doing. So,
thank you.
Is there anything else you would like to say to our audience?
No, I would like to say, if it's anything that you love and you really want to do it, just keep pushing. And like I said, don't look at what everyone else have going on. Just focus on you, do you, and work at your own pace.
That's good. That's good. I'm so inspired and proud of all that you guys are doing. You're doing a great job. And guess what? We talked about it. We are gonna have a sequence to this, aren't we? In a lot of areas, because I want to definitely support you in your entrepreneur mentoring, because I'm all about mentoring and love that. But we're gonna do a second part, and we're gonna be hosting. I'm gonna host you in the kitchen,
and I'm ready.
I'm gonna host you in the kitchen, and we're gonna have a whole full setup, and you're gonna show that what we talked about. We're gonna show the audience what Ariel and 813 Cuisine does, and I get a chance to taste it.
I'm gonna get you some food before that.
But yeah, that's gonna be so fun. I can't wait till we get in that setting. So look forward to that, audience. Well, again, as always, it's been a fun time. You have tuned into the Anna Linzie Show. I am here on Mondays. Oh, thank you. She's so pretty, so
thank
beautiful.
You.
Inside and out.
Thank you.
Just over here, just loving your spirit. But yeah. Tune in to us, and we will have our guest, Miss Ariel, and again, back on different levels, so different information. So we will see you guys next time. Thanks for tuning in.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
When the stadium lights are dimmed, when the cameras stop flashing, when the pads are off, the pressure sinks in and it's just me in a world of expectation. Nobody can carry that alone. But pressure doesn't have to be carried alone. What if we came together as a team? Embrace talking openly about our mental health.
If we reached out, checked in.
Seize the awkward.
Imagine what we could do.